Hi, my name is Megan, and this is a Naughty Mess Knitting Podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 20. Can you believe we're at 20? I had to think about that for a minute because I was like, wow, how did I get there? Well, I started in August, which is, just a little after the middle of the year, and it's now the end. And I don't know where all those months in between went, but here we are, just days before Christmas. It is the 23rd this morning. It is really, really early. This is the only time I could find. I did hope, I wanted to film yesterday, but I was a little bit behind on my cookie making, and so I took half the day off work, and I was baking cookies and not filming, and yeah, I ran out of steam for like a life at the end of the night, so I didn't film then. Anyway, it's like 6 in the morning. It's dark here, so it's gonna look the same anyway, but here I am. Good morning. I will really try to get this out tonight at the latest. I think I'll be able to do it tonight. I have to clean still. Our house is not in terrible shape right now, but Mike's whole family is coming over, like all of the people. After I film, my office is a mess. I'm just like looking around. There's a lot of stuff down here. Other than that though, I just have cookie things I need to sort out. I need to box them all. Maybe I'll show you a picture like the 29th of all of the cookie creations, because right now I didn't take a picture of anything, but I have 10 types of cookies made. Yeah, I think I'm just missing one. And I'm gonna do that this morning. But yes, here we are. It's the holidays. Things are happening. It's very early for me, so I'm going to try to keep my thoughts together. Let's not ramble too much. And here we go. Baby will wake up. And when she wakes up is when I'm going to go get, because I did not do this ahead of time, obviously. It has been raining like crazy, so I have not gone out and taken pictures of these closet gremlins I have. The things that just sit there and are like, do you want to wear me? And I'm like, ugh, not really. So I'm going to bring them downstairs. There's not that many of them. I'm going to bring them downstairs when she wakes up, and then hopefully get through that segment relatively fast. These are the goals. But let's just do the things. I have 2 finished objects. One I'm wearing. And I have my socks, which I finally cast on, but we talked about those last week, so that's the only cast on. And a lot of yarn. It was like all of those fall orders, everybody, they arrived yesterday. I am getting ZZ Textiles today in the mail, supposedly, but I will wait for next week for that because it won't be here until like middle of the day, and yeah, I'm not going to add it in. Plus, then we can have a little something to look at next week, post-Christmas. Okay, let us talk through what I'm wearing. I am wearing my finished, beautiful, lovely, wonderful Doppio. This is my Doppio, which is a new-ish pattern by Sunghi Knits. And it is... so it's 2 strands of fingering held with a strand of something fluffy. I chose to use Sari. I did not look at my gauge just ever in this whole project. I was pretty close, like right after I cast on, I was like partway through the raglan, and I measured and I was like, this is good. Like, I was pretty close. I did block yesterday, 2 days ago, drying for 24 plus hours, and here we are. So I'm gonna stand first and then we can talk about some other things. Okay, here is the Doppio. Look at that color. It's so cute. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk through, let's look at, if I can crouch down a little bit less awkwardly, look at that curved raglan line. Oh, it's so pretty. It fits beautifully. I call this a finished object, but I didn't do one little thing, and you actually can wear it without doing it. So I'm going to do it, and then I'll talk about it like, well, I'll probably do it today because I am going to wear this like this whole outfit. I got some black jeans, new black jeans for my birthday. Maybe this is what I will wear when the family is here tomorrow. Oh, so here are my, like, look at the sleeve length. I just mostly did this to pattern. After you finish your decreases, I think I added a couple of rows to get me to the measurement pre-blocking, and then I added the cuffs. They're I mean, they're not long. They're really not like too long for me because of where the raglan sits on me. They do like have a little extra space, but again, this is like gesticulating extra space, which is nice because they're not going to ride up while I am talking with my hands. Okay, so the thing I didn't finish is the faux seam. And I will talk about that because I don't even think I really talked about it while I was making it. I also made this in a flash. So let's go through a couple of the details first. So I made a size 5, which is 49-inch bust. The recommended ease is 2 to 5 positive inches. I use 6mm needles for the body. I did use the recommended 4.5 millimeters for the cuffs, collar, hem. I used the 3 yarns are Malabrigo Sock in Legend, which is 100% superwash merino, 440 yards for 100 grams. Malabrigo Ultimate Sock in Valentina, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 420 yards for 100 grams. Teeny Button Studio Sari Lace in Bartok, which is 74% baby Sari alpaca, 26% silk, 328 yards for 100 grams. Okay, let's see. What do I want to say about this? I want to talk about the faux seam. Construction overall, top down, curved raglan. So it's a compound raglan. So you do like the same rate of increase of your body and sleeves right here, and then more sleeves, no body increases, then body increases, no sleeves, and it kind of just makes this like little baby curve. Something like that. Actually, I don't know if that's all the true things, but like it does something like that. So you just have to pay attention a little bit more to your raglan shaping while you're doing it, but it was not hard and it makes a beautiful product. It is warm. I mean, it's a bulky weight and it has a fuzzy, so I'm pretty warm. My house is not particularly warm and I'm feeling toasty. Also maybe why I won't wear it tomorrow. There's gonna be a lot of people in my house and I feel like you just get 5 extra bodies, and even in any room, and it's hot. I have a lot of green sweaters though, guys, from this fall, so don't worry, I will wear something hand knit. I just don't know what. Okay, so cuffs and hem are all 1x1 rib with tubular bind off, and they're the same size. It's 13 rows, which is 2.5 inches or 2 inches or something like that. And then this, I did the crochet collar pickup. So Sunghee did this also for her Doppio, I think. I bought the pattern and I did not read it yet. So, or the Doppio. Sunghee did the crochet cast on, I think, for the Dear Duomo also. I have not read the pattern through, so don't quote me on that, but I've heard this around, so I think that's what it is. So what the pickup is that you finish with your because this is your cast on. You finish whenever you want to. You put the collar in, and you have extra yarn. There's extra yarn ends to weave in. One con, not a big one, and you like literally get a crochet hook and you just crochet a chain around, which is an easier place for you to pick up. When you're doing top down, I feel like those, like it's not hard to pick those up anyway, but you can sometimes get like a weird stretch line then in your first stitch. And I think that helps that. It also provides a little more structure. Like it is a tight thing that only has that purpose. you cut the ends then, and then you cast on, and your crocheted area is just like secured, and like is strong. It's a little strength. She does this because she's smart about construction. So the other strength piece is the faux seam. The faux seam runs, I'll show you it here. It's right here. So you can choose not to include it at all. You would just have one less stitch, which it does the same. It would do the same thing if you had one less stitch, like size wise, right? But what you do is you mattress stitch up on either side of this purl bump, and it sucks it in, one, and it provides structure because it's like, again, another thing that you're just mattress stitching up that just like is giving you a place where tension can hold a little bit stronger. You know, knits drape over time, and I think that's what she's trying to do here, is like both this and this, plus it's on the side, it's right here on the side, like it gives a point of a little extra strength in your garment. So I'm excited to do that. I'm gonna do it. I didn't do it yet because I literally picked this up off the blocking mats and it's very early in the morning, and that's going to take me like an hour to do, but I will do it. I'll report back. I don't think it'll feel any different to wear, and I don't think it'll look any different to the general public. And like, you have to dig to see this right now. Anyway, like, can you see it right there? No, you have to like, hey, there is, you can't even do it. Like, hey, there's an extra stitch. Like, you can't even see it, so you won't see it at all. That is all. That's all for that. Okay, I'm rambling. It's early. Here is my second finished object of the week. Oh gosh, there is already dog hair on this. What do you think? It's my turtle dove shawlette. It's just called Shawl. Okay, so this is the Turtle Dove Shawl by Sari Nordlund. This is the mystery knit along that she is hosting this year. I mean, she's just put out this pattern. The fourth clue came out on Wednesday. I finished it on Wednesday because I was, it's just like not that, you know, it was like the little tail end to do, and I just wanted to get it done. So it's cute. I mean, the pattern is gorgeous. Bloop, don't focus on my face. Okay, the color is gorgeous, obviously. This is details. This is a one size. We'll talk about that in a second. Little shawlette. I use the recommended 4mm needles. Do I have the notes here? Oh, sorry. I use the recommended needle size, which is 3.5mm needles. I also made this with Back Loop Yarn Co. Cashmere DK in Evergreen, which is 231 yards, and 80% super wash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and it's so soft and lovely. And I did block this, and it didn't really grow. I did also not put it on blocking mats, so I didn't like pull at all, but I did manipulate a little bit when I laid it on the thing. Anyway, I could reblock and see if I can get a little extra length from it. The cables open, I mean, they were pretty open anyway, but like they do, like, it's laying nicely. Okay, let's try it on. It's so tiny. We were on a knitting call last night, and someone's like, it's like the Boy Scout kerchief. And like, I can do this. And that is really how Sari wears it in like her pictures. I don't know that I would wear it. I mean, I said this early, like I did this because the friends were all, you know, my knitting group plus our San Francisco friends all, we're casting it on, and it's a fun thing to do. It was a fun thing to do for January. Jeez, guys. For December, and also for my first mystery knit along, I like knew that it was going to be a cute product. Okay. So, sorry, I have a fuzzy in my eyelash. It's fine. maybe I will wear this cute little kerchief if I feel very like French one day. But it's very cute. I mean, this is cute. Like, I want to just hang this on the wall. It's so cute. This is a full-blown scarf for a baby. She would just stick it in her mouth. Not gonna give it to her. Okay, so this is done, and that is exciting. So that's another finished object. Let's see. Let's talk through some WIPs. What I will say is I am not going to talk about my Calm Down cardigan again. We did have a knit night last night. It was very fun. We hung out on Zoom with the San Francisco knitting friends, and I did not work my Calm Down cardigan because I was baking on the call. So I have no progress there still. I will pick it up again. I will pick it up again this week likely, so I can just push through and get some stuff done. I do have a couple of deadline-ish knits that we have to bust out first though, or at least give a lot of focus to. I am not working this coming week. Our business, like my work is closed down. But like I said, I have a really big project, and it's starting on the 2nd, our launch date of a new tool, a new internal system. And I am the architect, and I still have things to do. So I have some training stuff to develop, but I'm going to try to work during baby naps, and which is going to mean like I probably won't get a ton of knitting done during the day because I won't just have like her nap periods. But I'm not going to work every day, and hopefully I'll get a bunch of stuff done in those like the day after Christmas and not have to work at all. But I know myself. I'll probably be tinkering around all week long. But I still will have way more knitting time. And so I will get these things done. So let's talk about the first one, which is my only test knit on the needles right now, and the one that I need to get done before January 2nd, which really means by December 31st, because I need to get on the blocking mats. And so, as I found out for this, if I'm going to take pictures, etc., like I'm going to need at least 24 hours for it to dry. So that's my Duotone by Rachel Costello, who is Rachel Costello Knitwear on Instagram. It is a drop shoulder crew neck pullover with a fingering and a fluff held together, which she calls in the pattern like the background color, which is the fingering, and then the fluff is, I think she calls it the highlight color. She uses like little abbreviations for them, and they're supposed to be contrasting, so that's why it's duotone. And I am loving how you can see a little bit more of the duotone-ness now that I got some more progress. So I'm going to talk about sizing first, and then I'll show you progress. It is a size 5, 54 inches. Recommended ease is 6.25 to 11.75 inches. Positive ease. 54 inches is 7 inches for me ish. I'm making it on 4.5 millimeter needles for the body, 4 millimeters for the ribbing, which is sort of ribbing, so we'll talk about that in a second. And then I'm using ZZ Textiles non-superwash fingering yarn and ink, which is 100% non-superwash merino. It is a 2-ply. It's 400 yards for 100 grams, and the ZZ Textiles baby Sari in leather, and that's 74% baby Sari alpaca, 26% silk, 328 yards. I made a lot of progress. Okay. I only have one ball of yarn connected right now too, because I got to a stopping point last night and I just put it down. Let's see. Okay, so last week I had finished the back and I had started on the front panel. This week I connected my shoulders, I did my collar, and I started a sleeve. I feel like I made a ton of progress without it being done or like feeling close to done. It feels still so far from done. Okay, but you can see now, I'm gonna stand because you can see, oop, there we go, how much body I have done. Like a lot. Like this is the sleeve side. Like I already have a ton of body done, and I'm not gonna make this super long. I'm not gonna make it cropped. This, I didn't really show you guys. Also, this Doppio is not, I'm not that tall. It is not that cropped, but it does sit a little bit above my hips. Just so, like, for reference, where that was hitting was like right near the ribbing. And so I'm probably not going to add a ton of, like, maybe an inch of length, maybe a little bit more, and then do the ribbing. It's not ribbing, so we're going to call it ribbing. The pickup was, I mean, it actually looks really nice. Yeah, it was pretty easy. I just got to the first decrease in the sleeve. I am doing, she's got a couple of views for this, and like views is a way to be like, there's options. There's options for certain things. So there's going to be instructions to do I-cord for all of the edgings. There's also gonna be instructions for like the sleeves. You can have a tapered sleeve or a relaxed fit sleeve. I decided to do the relaxed fit partly because I have larger upper arms, and that's just where that's kind of where the extra room is. So I figured it would be fine. I also feel like on fluffy things, like sometimes like it's more airflow. More airflow is good. Yeah, it's more fabric too, but like it's not like sucked to your skin, and like they're hot. They're hot to wear. Okay. Let's talk about some of the things. Okay, so this is my little progress keeper, which again is my tiny little cute book from Hello Lavender. And then I think that like with the collar, I do extra love it now. I think having the seams on the shoulders that is growing down the sleeve as well. You can see that. I really do love my combo. It is nice. It's a little bit different than anything. I mean, I don't have this color, this light green color in my closet. I also don't have any like navy right now in my closet, my hand knit closet, which is a shame. And I obviously should get some or do some, which is why I have that treehouse order I put in. So that we talked about last week. Okay, so when you do the 3 needle bind off, you do it while creating an I-cord. That was pretty fun and unique of an experience. Let me show you this way. It looks really good because it did not look great. And she has instructions on doing something with a crochet hook afterwards that basically picks up either side of your of your third I-cord stitch, which is also where you are doing your bind off, and it's a lot of fabric in that stitch. And even if you pull real tight, like I had some gapping, so you just pick up and you crochet them up to like and pull through so that it creates a much tighter looking I-cord, which I thought, even though you're kind of doing something weird, it really seamlessly transitions into like, this is my area of transition into the actual I-cord, and it looks really similar. So I thought that was good. Like no one would ever notice that there's like a tiny little bit of difference in how the stitch is constructed right there, because I like pulled together. So that was really good. I also and that's like a really cool trick. I had no idea that would work, but it was really cool. And then I also put in the collar, and the collar, let's look at it closely. This is the inside, but that is not ribbing. Yes, you are correct. Look at that, has a little bit of stretch, but not a ton. This is like essentially a collar of I-cords. So you're doing this faux ribbing, and this was optional. She also put that you could just do like a 1x1 or a 2x2 rib. But it's so cool because it picks up inside of all 4 of my I-cords are in one sort of faux I-cord panel thingy. So how does it work? You pick it up, your stitches, and then you're just doing a knit 1, skip 3, pass with your yarn and back 3, knit 1, that's your 4 stitch repeat, and then you knit a row, and then you do it again. And so you are creating a collar of I-cords, and it's like, it blew my mind. I was like, this is gonna be so strange. Tension wise, it was a little bit weird at first. I was like trying to give myself too much room, but you really don't need to. You need a little bit of that stretch. It does, I mean, the structure, like, let's just look at this. Look at so if I don't have it on obviously, but like if you like had this on and you were like pulling, like you're gonna give a little bit of give, and it goes over my head just fine. But like look at the difference on this. Like look how much you can like really pull and manipulate your like a 1x1 rib. It's really different. Like I mean, I'm not even like I'm not trying to pull less hard, like I just can't. So I mean, and that's one of the things that Rachel said is like she did in her second sample, she did a 1x1 rib, I think, and she ripped it out because she thought it was like way too floppy, which the number of stitches she has you pick up, it would be too floppy for sure. But you also don't want to pick up too few stitches because you are going from a DK weight to just a fingering held double. It's fingering held double, fingering held single, and it's folded over, but like you could potentially have like some real floppy business, which is what she had. I think a couple people on the testnet did do ribbing, and like everybody's looks fine, but I think they're, you know, it's definitely a different product. So I'm going to power through this sleeve over the weekend. I'm going to get this sleeve done, you know, definitely during the week. I have to get it done. And then, so by next week's episode, hopefully I will have gone back to the body, done sleeves, and I will be like really close to doing the ribbing. What I will say is this felt like it took 1.5 million years to do. Like it was multiple nights. I had to just like put it down because I couldn't. And it's less stitches. Like every other row, you're only knitting every 4 stitch, but there's something about it that just was awful for me. And then I sewed it down. So I did actually a really cool and different. So this one I bound off and then I sewed down because I don't want to have that. I don't want to have to redo it, especially with all of the yarn that was happening here. It was like, no, thank you. This, she put in really cool instructions where you essentially are doing like a really sew and bind off, like a Kitchener stitch while you're binding off. And it was so cool. And I just wanted to try it. And the product, I mean, it looks great and it feels like it's got enough structure. So again, there are some really cool things in this knit and I'm enjoying it a lot. And those are all the things. Sorry, that was like really long and I said I was going to go quick today, but, I got to some really cool things in that pattern and I feel like it was something to share. So let's talk about the other pattern. And this is my new cast on this week that has, to be done. Has to be done by the end of the year. I mean, I don't have to be. I could still have it done by like January 7th, or maybe they gave us an extension. I didn't actually look on the Ravelry page yet, but I would like to get them done this year so I can have all of my 2023 socks done in 2023. But here's my vervain socks. Gosh, I really like this pattern. I think blocking, I don't want to block them because I hate blocking socks. I feel like it's useless, but I may block these or at least steam block them so it pulls that pattern nicely. But how pretty is that color? Ooh, it's so gorgeous. Like it's got some speckles. It's like a really like bluey gray in there. I'm loving it. And the pattern is like not that busy. So like, I think even though this is very variegated, it looks great. Just like little leaves. This pattern is called Vervain by, by Sachiko Johnston. I think she just got married because, it is from the, 52 Weeks of Socks book, the first one. And in there, her last name is Bergen. So she must have gotten married. Anyway, yeah, so Vervain. It is, yeah, it's super simple. This is a left sock. The pattern sits on the outside side of both socks. So I did not start the right sock yet. And I powered through this in like a day and a half. I just was like, nope, I want to finish my Doppio. So I put this down. I will pick it back up. No, I can't knit a sock in a day, even though I wish that was the case. But I will also work on these during my break, which is nice to have a little travel project and everything. So that's the news on that. I am making size 2. There's only 2 sizes available, which is 72 stitches. I'm using 2.25 millimeter needles. I can't remember which I don't think I have the thing down here. I can't remember which type of sock this sock yarn this is. Regardless, it's a sock yarn, my last sock squad yarn. And the color for that one is, well, the flower was cardinal flower, and I don't know if that's what the colorway is, to be honest. I never even really looked at the little taggy thing this month. You guys like my cute little mug? It is something I picked up at a little holiday craft fair. Local artist. Some dollar horses. Okay. 2 more quick projects. I have just a little tiny bit of progress to talk about on the Leith. So let's do that real fast. This is my Leith cardigan by Rebecca Clow, who is the Crea Bea on YouTube and Instagram. And she put this pattern out in like September or something like that. And I love it. Okay, it is a cardigan. It is bottom up. It has intarsia if you wish it. Otherwise, it could just be whatever. As I've said before, this was like similar to her first sample. She did these kind of larger stripy things. That's what I wanted to do. I am making a size 5, which is 49¼ inches bust. The recommended ease is 1 to 4 inches. I'm using 4mm needles for the body, 3.75mm needles for the ribbing. It is the recommended sizes. I am pretty close to gauge. This is Sorella Yarns Classic Worsted in the colorways Mrs. Patmore's Kitchen Magic Warm Glow. It's 100% superwash merino, 218 yards for 100 grams. And it's so cute. Okay, so I was already done all these things last week. I was having my sleeve issue and I left them on, and I just going to show you this is why I left them on. And it is noticeable, I think. Okay. So I didn't like how this pickup was looking. It was like, just looks like it was pulling in a lot and odd. This is the pickup this week. Yeah, it's still it has a little bit of a bump. I mean, that's pretty normal for a drop shoulder, but like it is nowhere near as bad. And you can see here too, like the sleeve circumference is looking more appropriate. I don't have needles in this size, so that changes it a little bit, but you can see this sleeve is like, it's pulling in a lot more. Like it really was like blooping in more. You can see also here, and I like was playing with this yesterday to see if it really was that noticeable, but this ledge is noticeable. And on this side, like if I hold it the same way, like it doesn't look as steep of a drop off. And it's little things, right? But like to me, that was gonna bug me. And this I think looks a lot better. Plus I needed to get it on 4.5mm needles. So you can see it's like I need 4 3/8 or something, because I am a slightly bigger in gauge now, but compared to the body, but it looks so much closer. Like they look like they're really close in gauge. This is actually like dead on for gauge, so my body must be a tiny bit tight. And this with the 4mm needles, like looks smaller. Like it looks so tight compared to this side. So that's another reason I had to rip out, or I'm gonna have to rip out anyway. I like it. It's little things. It's for me. So what I say goes. Yeah, so I did the pickup and I did like a couple rounds of decreases, or yeah, 2 decreases last night, and I'm gonna just blow through them. There's 10 decreases for the arm, so it's like pretty even, and it's very tapered. I mean, it's just a normal tapered sleeve. And then I'm gonna do the cuffs in the contrasting color, I believe. this is what I'm going with. And then yeah, so I'm hoping to get like, I don't know, I have a lot of duotone to do still. And that, it just, there's something about it. I don't know if it's like the interruption of the I-cord, which I really like the look of, just like feels like it takes longer to work every part of that. And it's not really different in weight. I mean, it's a DK weight because it's those two held together. This is a worsted. It's going to move a little bit faster. But I'm now on the same size needles, and I just, yeah, I don't know. And even like almost the same number of stitches for the sleeves. But I felt like this was flying last night and the duotone was not. So, I mean, it's a mental game. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can get like a little more progress on the sleeve for next week. I'm definitely not going to finish this before the new year, but I would like to make a valiant effort of like working on it at least. Same with the Calm Down, which is just zero progress. And I don't have tons of progress on this, but I would like to talk about it. This is my Cinnabar by Andrew Mowry. This is a one size, oh my gosh, I have almost no progress, but I just want to show you again because it's so pretty. It's a one size shawl. It's part garter, part brioche. I am making this on 4mm needles. I'm using Spin Cycle dyed in the wool Absolute Zero and Pearl Soho Driftwood Gray. I'm not going to give you any more details about it because, you know, it is what it is. I did make this like little bit of progress, but this was my like date night project the other week because again, I didn't have anything smaller cast on, and I actually, those socks, while very cute, are not a travel project because I need to chart the whole entire sock except for the heel is charted and toe. Even the cuff is charted, and it is like a 22 row chart and is nonsensical. Like there's no way for me to be like, oh, this is what I would do next. Like it, because you're moving your stitches. Anyway, can't do that, but here it is. And I love it. And I just wanted to bring it up again because I am getting some excitement. Emily, this is a knit with friends. I'm knitting this with Maya and Emily and Ariel, all well, sort of from the Seattle area. Emily is off on world travels, so she is, we'll consider her a nomad for right now. I am really close to ending my first ball of gray, and I have, let's look in this little bag. I have like not that much left of this, and it's like a lot of dark color left in this ball, and I have one more ball of yarn for the Absolute Zero. I will make it. I will be fine. I actually don't have tons and tons left. I have one more full color, like this color repeat, and then that one more time with the little stripe. I think there's 5 total, and then the ribbing, which Ariel did say was trying for her. Hers also looks gigantic. So she finished hers. She showed it on her podcast last week, and it looks huge. Mine won't look as big because she's using like, I think she's more like DK weight yarns, and these are both kind of more like fingering weight, light sport weight. And I just think I will, I mean, it's the same number of stitches, so it's gonna feel like so long, but it's not as heavy. So like, I don't know, maybe I'll feel like it's flying by. That's unlikely. It's a shawl and it has a lot of stitches. So, okay, here is my last work in progress, which is not a cast on and it is not knitting, but it is fiber, and I am doing a spin, and I thought I would share with you guys where I am. I didn't bring this one down. This is my completed single. I will pull this little floofy end away. This is my completed single. Boop. I'll pop the color name on the screen because I totally forgot to look at the bag and I didn't bring it down. This is 100% Falkland wool from Into the World, and I just can't remember what the color is. And I really love it. It's super pretty. It is those colors, the 3 you can see on there. It's like a gray, brown, a deep purple color, and this like light teal, and moving into all of those colors, it's got like a little bit of a transition. You can see here, so I did a fractal spin again. So this is my fast moving color changes, and this is my slow moving color change. So like last night I started over here and started spinning, and it was like gray forever and then blue for a little bit and back to gray, and then I'm gonna move into a little more purple in a minute. That's what it looks like. Yeah, you can see they look like pretty good. They look pretty consistent. They're pretty thin, so we'll see what I get from this when I apply it together. I'm interested to see these colors together too. I think the whole thing overall is going to look really gray, even though, I mean, I guess the braid looked gray, but it felt like the blue was really outstanding. But I think when I apply it together, it's going to look overwhelmingly gray brown, which I'm not mad about. I think it's going to be really pretty with just those pops of blue and purple. But that is all of the WIPs. That's all the WIPs, everybody. 2 finished objects, which means I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 WIPs. That feels so manageable. Oy vey. Okay, let us talk through acquisitions. I did open all my acquisitions this week because I was so excited. Also, the yarn I got yesterday I wanted to share with on my knitting call, so I opened that. Okay, I did not pull this out really yet, so here's the first. This is, I'm gonna open it because I feel like you really need to see it. I have a whole bag of this, all one color. I only got one color from Long Dog. I don't even know if I told you guys anything about this. Sorry, that's so much noise. I got a lot of skeins of Merino DK, which is 100% superwash merino wool, 250 yards for 115 grams. In the colorway, this is from the Outlander collection, in the colorway Clan Fraser. I got this because I told my mother I would like to knit her a sweater, and she said whatever, right? Like, whatever you want to knit, that's great. And I asked her what she thought she'd wear more, a pullover, which I never see her wear ever, sweaters ever. She wears slipovers, actually. My mom's cooler than me. She wears cardigans. I mean, like, a lot of cardigans. Like, I guess she has a couple of sweaters that she'll wear to nice things, which your hand knits, you're not going to just, treat like garbage, especially, if they're gifts. But I just wanted something she would wear often. And so she said a cardigan. And so I am going to make the Field Day cardigan by Ozetta, which I'll pop a picture up of, in this beautiful color, Clan Fraser. It's so pretty. Orange is my mom's favorite color. She is a blonde lady. She is probably a summer palette, maybe even a spring. She might be a spring. She's pretty ruddy undertones. She's naturally blonde. Yeah, she's like just your average white lady, but she looks good. She actually looks okay in orange. Like, I say good. I say okay over good because I really just don't love the color orange. I cannot wear it in any of its variations in reality. I'm so glad I decided not to go to a college that had orange as a color, because it would have been tragic for my young life. But no, she wears various shades of orange and looks great in it, which is why I'm thinking maybe she's a spring. I haven't done her color tones. Anyway, she wears what she wears at this point. I'm not going to convince her otherwise. So she picked this color out of all of the colors from the Outlander collection. Outlander is one of her favorite book series of all times. She started reading these books when they were first coming out in the 90s. I heard about these in my middle school and high school life. Oh, this book came out and it was so good, and here's some information. So I knew about Claire and Jamie so early in my life. Yeah, it's very squishy. It's super soft and it's nice. It's got these little pops of blue in it. She does love blue and orange together, so it's perfectly made for Cindy. It also is pulling, let me just see also. It's it looks much brighter on screen than it just it has a lot of this tan depth, and I think in real life that tones down how bright the orange looks when you're looking at it, so it's not quite so vivid. And I'm gonna get that started. Who knows when? At some point. I will knit it next year though. I would like to give it to her sooner rather than later. Okay. Second thing to arrive. Well, actually, yesterday I got 3 huge bags of yarn. Again, I ordered this stuff so many months ago. You have no control over when it's coming, and everybody was just trying to clear out, I think, things like, you know, before Christmas. Get as many orders out as they could. So I'm gonna talk about this one first because I think I ordered this like one day before the other. That's maybe true, actually. And I said I got 3 big packages of mail. I got the Outlander yarn a while ago. I got 2 EKF orders to my house because I took a friend who was out of town. I collected her package for her, as in we redirected it to my house. So I have more EKF yarn in my house, and I knew which one was which, so I opened my own package, not hers, but she got more yarn than me. Hers is bigger. I want her bag. No. Okay. What? So I'm just gonna pull out these 2. Okay, so this is my New Zealand order from Paisley Knits, and this is my first yarn ever from Paisley Knits. And I was really excited to get the one I'm going to talk about first, which I got a few skeins of. And it is on her cloud base. I really want to talk about this base because it's incredible. This colorway is called Milford Sound. It's brighter than I thought it would be. I'm not in any way upset about it. Her pictures did show it maybe close to this, but then she made a sweater in this, and I thought it looked a lot lighter. And I think part of it is like the way that the cloud yarn is constructed. I think it may like tend to like look lighter because of the way how fluffy it is. Like when you take pictures, like it maybe doesn't look as saturated. Anyway, I don't know what I was anticipating, something tiny bit lighter than this, but honestly, like this is the best case scenario. This is like so pretty teal, like so pretty. Okay, Paisley Knits, if you don't know, like look how cute her logo is. Knitting crab. Is run by Codi out of she is in Vancouver. She's in Canada, somewhere close here on the west coast of Canada. I got to meet her at Flock this year, and she is super, super lovely. And we've, you know, I actually was Instagram chatting her a bunch when she was making what I'm going to also make. Like, we're going to be twinning cities apart, because I was like, yep, I gotta have it, and I want that color, and yep. So this is, her cloud base is 70% baby alpaca, 7% merino, 23% nylon, and it is 284 yards per 100 grams, which is solidly like a light DK. Oh no, people, this is a bulky weight yarn. So it's a really interesting Aran bulky, somewhere in between those. It's a really interesting construction, and I can like show you based on this, like the little yarn tie. Okay, so you can see there like how much air there is. It is let me show you. I have this other DK weight here. You can just see. Okay, so this is how light looking that DK weight yarn is, and how much more air and space you get in this cloud. I don't know, maybe like you can't see it that much, but when it's knit, this essentially just like gives makes a lot of extra space. And the construction of the yarn is interesting. It's sort of like a chain net. I can like kind of pull. You can kind of see it. Like, look at that. It's not like a single strand with it's not like a single strand with like the Sari or yeah, the the baby alpaca like woven around it. It's like a really, really skinny chainette, which I'm assuming is the nylon that the cloud is like pulled through in long strands. The Sari is pulled through in long strands, which is what makes it so much puffier. So much puffier. So I'm going to make the Dorney. That's what Coli made with hers in this yarn, which is why I know that it will work as an Aran weight yarn, even though it's got DK weight yardage, which is also really awesome because when you buy Aran weight yarn or you know, like a light bulky, you normally get like 110 yards for 100 grams or something like that. 120, 130, so I don't know, whatever, something like that, which is a whole lot less than this. And so you'd have to buy way more skeins. And so this, even though this is one of her luxury bases, and it's a little bit more expensive than like a fingering weight yarn, it goes a long way. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, and we'll see if it works. But I was texting Coli while she was making it. Like, I know this is what she used. I know that she got the sweater of her dreams. It's a really light, really drapey, really beautiful Dorney sweater, which is over, I'll put a picture up here now, a pattern by Rebecca Clow, who is the Cryobea. And I bought this pattern during her birthday sale because I knew I wanted to make it. And I knew when Coli was teasing these things that I was going to make it out of this. So I already bought the pattern and I'm so excited for it. And it's going to be everything I need. That is one of the things that I said maybe will be a January cast on. And I want to cast it on right now. I can't, like, I can't wait. Okay, so here is my other paisley knit color, which this is called Milky Way. And I really kind of impulse bought this because she had a couple of really pretty variegateds. She has this color, like, she had a couple of like other blues that I really liked. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get just two socks. This is her coastal sock. It's 85% extra fine superwash merino, 15% nylon, 437 yards for 100 grams. I decided to get a superwash in this specifically because I liked how the colors looked in the superwash versus she has non-superwash bases. And I've heard good things like her, I think they're called like salty or crabby, those bases, and that they're really soft also, but the color break was more noticeable for sure on those. It like, which I'll show you in a second how different that looks. Like, it was a really, really soft blue mix versus this like kind of pow blue mix. And this is what I wanted. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I've got some ideas. This is one that I will mix with something from Stash probably to make a garment because I really do love this color. And I think wearing this color would be really fun. Maybe I'll make a tank top with it. No one knows. No one knows yet because it hasn't happened. We'll get there. Okay, and now I have projects that I have more yarn, that have projects picked out for them. So let me get to those. And that's my EKF order. And my EKF order all came planned. So I'm so excited for this business. I don't even know which one to start with. You know, I'm going to start with my less vivid colors. We'll go from less vivid to more. I will pull them out of the bag which is going to make a little noise. Because I feel like you can't see when it's in the plastic, especially these first two colors because they are softer. So this is the Spain collection. This is what we're working with here. So the very first one I got is one it's not a typical for me. I do love a neutral, but as we've discussed, neutrals are not like absolutely the best looking thing on me, but I thought this had enough of a cool neutral tonality that I could get away with it for a tank top that I could also like put a more colorful cardigan or whatever over and like have it be kind of seasonally transitional. So I'm trying to be smart about the wardrobe choices here. I'm trying to make things I really love. Okay. And this one I think I'm gonna really love. This is Gothic Quarter in the Earthy Decay, which again, these are her non-superwash bases. So maybe I'll put a picture. I'll put a picture. My editor Megan's not gonna love this about me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Put a picture here of the colorway in a superwash yarn, because it's definitely more vivid than what we got here, which she takes a picture of all the bases, so I knew it was going to be more subtle, and I wanted that for this because of the pattern I picked. So this is 100% non-superwash merino, 246 yards for 100 grams, and this is the color. So now if I have the picture over here in the corner, I'm leaving space even. Hopefully it works out. It is definitely way more subtle. I mean, and it has all of the colors in there. There's like cream. There's a little bit of blushy brown. There's a tiny bit of like almost lavendery lavender. There's like lavender in here. Gosh, how Allie does this, I don't know. There are tons of colors in here, but it's not overwhelming, and it's so subtle and so beautiful. She's a genius. We all know this. Okay. So I love it. It's gorgeous. And I am going to make a Rosenlund top by Sari Nordlund. I'll pop a picture of that up too. Hers is in like all of, not all, but like so many of Sari's patterns. She made her sample in a neutral. It was a little bit the inspiration, but I also knew like this has a little interest. There is a lot of pattern happening in that top, but I would be able to do it with this without it being overwhelming. So that's why I got these, and I will make that top. Okay. Okay, so the second one I got is Casa Botlo, also an earthy one, but it's an earthy sock, which is again 100% non-superwash merino, 436 yards for 100 grams. She also doesn't have her micron count on here, and I think these are slightly less soft than the Woolberry one, so like maybe a 22 micron or 23. Anyway, but like soft, very, very soft. I don't like, I don't know. The Woolberry ones feel like almost superwash. They're so soft. Okay. And I will put a picture again here of the color on a non-superwash, and here it is on the superwash, and it is so pretty, but it looks pretty vivid on the camera, but like this is what it looks like in real life. It's just less vivid for sure. And it's really pretty. It's a little bit softer. I'm so excited. Okay, so I got 2 skeins of this, and I am going to make a sorry, blah. A mini mock neck tank. That's what I decided to do for this. I'm gonna do full size though. Like I'm not gonna make it a mini. I'm gonna just make more body. I think I have enough with 2 skeins of finger weight, because it's like there are people that made like the smaller sizes in one and the larger size in one and a little bit. And so I went and I looked at some notes in Ravelry from people who had made it, and yeah. Anyway, I wanted that look of like a slightly higher necked tank top that has nothing going on, so that color can just be like the star of the show. That's what it's gonna do. Okay, what else do we have in here? I have one more non-superwash base color, which is, I got Sangria in Earthy Sock also. So I'm going to put a picture here, because this one I think is more noticeable even than Casa Botlo, because the colors themselves are closer to each other. And like here it is the non-superwash, and it's definitely got some of that orange, some of that plum color, and the red, the base. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at that on me. You're right, it's beautiful. It will be so nice. I'm so excited. This was like the first one. This was one of her first colors, and when I saw this on the non-superwash, like in the full picture, and I was like, I must have that. The superwash version of this, one of the reasons I wanted some more non-superwash garments. I think so. I just playing with some things still. And now that I'm spinning more, I'm really glad that I'm doing that, because it'll be like something I know, like how they wear and whatever, when I make a whole garment out of, like, do a sweater spin for myself. Anyway, I'm going to make a moonset tee for myself with this. That is what I've decided. This is like the perfect color to wear all of the time. Like, look at that on me. Like, seriously, this is a good color. This is a really good Megan color. I am going to, the moonset tee by Ozetta is like one I made a sample this year, and it's like a v-neck, and it has like a really flattering, the way the neckline is done, plain t-shirt, super plain. Okay, so yeah, sorry, my video cut off. So where was I? The moonset tee. So yeah, I'm really excited to make this. I do think, like, Sylvan said this last night, and something I also said a little bit about the moonset the first time we made it. Like some other Ozetta patterns, it, even though it's just a stockinette top down, easy to make tee, it feels like a little bit of a slog. And I think that part of that is just the gauge that you need to get for this. It's made on kind of small needles. The gauge is pretty small. And it's a lot of stitches. I mean, it really is. Like on my, I made a size like 3 or 4 when I made it, and I'm gonna have to make like a 5 or 6. Feels like a lot, but I am going to do it because I really, really loved the end product. That it's like so cute. And I honestly will probably make more than one of them in my life, again, for me, because it's a really flattering top. Okay, last acquisition yarn here is my only superwash yarn from EKF. It is Balearic Sea. If you didn't think I was going to get this color, you are crazy. And I really wanted it in the superwash because the colors in the earthy DK and fingering blended this really beautifully, but I didn't want the blended. I wanted the full pop. And so this is on Carlsbad worsted, which is 100% superwash merino, 218 yards for 100 grams. And I'm going to show you this because it's so beautiful. Ready? Oh, look at that. Gosh, it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love. Okay, I decided not, I mean, I kind of wish now that I got like a sweater quantity, like a full sweater. It's so pretty. Like every sweater ever would be gorgeous in this. I could live in this color. Yep, forever. I decided, this was like in the midst of making all of the 27 green garments I did this year, even though this is blue. I just wanted something, I wanted it for something different. And actually this color to me screams a little bit like summer, right? It's the tealy, it's like the bright bits. It's not so different than, here, I'll show you. Obviously it's different, but like it's the way both of these are, like, this is why I also think summer top for this, like, it's that like bright with the dark. It's the, I don't know, like they're reminiscent of, like, that just screams summer. Anyway, so yes, this is worsted, but yes, I'm still going to make a summer top with it. And I have decided I'm going to make a ripple top with this, like a ripple tee, the worsted version of the Jessie May pattern. I don't know, is this a ripple crop? I don't know what it's called, but anyway, that is what I'm going to make, and it is going to be so gorgeous. It is going to be rather fitted, and I think it's going to be like short sleeves, maybe shorter than I normally do. Anyway, so that it still is summer topish. So I got just enough skeins for that. I got like 3, I think. Okay, and those are my acquisitions. Okay, let's for 5 seconds talk about books really fast so I can do my last portion, which is the closet. I don't know what we call this. Keep it, burn it, donate it. Maybe that's what we'll call this episode. So I read a few books this week. Okay, so I am still reading A Fractured Trust by L.M. Dalgleish. I think that's what her name is. I am, I'm pretty far through, but I have not been reading a lot at night because I have been making cookies. What else am I reading? I am reading, the second in the Mistletoe romance. I just needed another Christmas hit of gooey goodness, and that one is called There's Something About Mary, Merry. Again, okay, so the I can't remember. Oh, I think their last name is Holiday. So the Holiday family has kids, 3 kids, Nick, Mary, and Holly. Living in a town called Mistletoe, like you guys. It's so Christmassy. And I am reading that one on audio, and it is going swimmingly. It's very cute. I very much enjoy it. This main character is a crafter, so she's crocheting for part of it. I think she talks about knitting a little bit, so also so cute. I am reading, also I picked up The Shadow Rising, which is the 4th book in the Wheel of Time series, and I'm just like a couple percent through. This book is 40 hours on Audible. I listen at 2x. That's still like 5 times longer than normal books. Like, it is so long. So one of these days I will finish that. I read the second in the Lovelight series, which is the one that was like about the Christmas tree farm and the 3 owners. This one is not a Christmas book because it happens like not at Christmas time, though it's still on the farm. And it's the guy. I called it. I did actually know who he was going to end up with. And it's by B.K. Borison, and it was a really sweet story. It was sweet. I enjoyed it. Yeah. A little neurodivergent main character. Yeah, it was really cute. What else am I reading? I feel like there was one other, 3rd of the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab, called A Conjuring of Light. I knew there was a magical book I read this week. It was good. It was pretty action-packed. It was like the final battle versus good versus evil kind of thing, or it was really good, you know, getting the people at odds to work together, and all, but also kind of tragic. Like, it was sad, but they do leave, and I think that I read this somewhere that this is a trilogy, but there are more series, or like, you know, pockets of series in this world, and they definitely leave it there because the very end, something shady happens in Grey London that you're like, that seems like that's going to be another series of books. And I think it is. Oh, I forgot to say last week that I did actually finish The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. You guys know I love Christina Lauren books. So this is the second in the DNA Duo series. It's just 2 of them, I think. And obviously Duo, you guys, it's so early still. It's, the first one is called The Soulmate Equation, and it's like about a guy. The first one is about a guy who is like created this through looking at your genes, looking at your DNA, matchmaking software or whatever that like looks at 2 people's DNAs, and it gives you like a bracketed base pairing, silver, gold, platinum, something, right? Like, so you could, based on your percentage of match, and it's not like close DNA, it's like a bunch of factors supposedly that would like match you up for being with someone and being happy. This is funny because also my husband works in DNA sequencing. That's like he works in biotech, and that's what they do. And so I told him the premise of this, and he laughed real hard. But it's cute. It's cute for a love story. And it's also like this idea of like, I mean, part of what they play with is like, if there's this like scientific matchmaking system, you know, does that affect like if you got a match, does it affect how you would feel about them? And they like play with this like, if someone was like a really high level match, do you think you would automatically have more feelings because you're told that you're such a good match? Would you like work through harder things because you're told that you're such a good match? Like as opposed to if you were like not really a match, is it because like would your relationship fail because you weren't trying that hard? Like it's a good question. Anyway. This one is the second one, and it's about that couple who end up together, like the girl's best friend, who is a romance author who has lost her mojo and is pretty hilarious, and goes on a dating show, and it's bachelor-esque or bachelorette-esque, except they do like, instead of staying all in a house, they like, it's all people from the area, from San Diego area, and they like can go back to their families, because she's like, I want it to be more like real life. Like you would go talk to your family about the person you're seeing, you would go have real life pressures while you're dating someone, and they just like go on weekly dates, but the people in the world of America or whatever, whoever's watching it, I guess the whole world, can vote who to keep, like who the main gal has more chemistry with. And they've also got the DNA sequencing, you know, whatever, like science in the background that only the director knows who's the better match. And like it's like, could the audience pick out her best pairing out of the guys that she's dating? It was really cute. That's all I have to say about it. And I just didn't want to forget that I had read that. I didn't read it this week, but I did last week, and it was lovely. And I think that's all for books. So let me go upstairs and grab some clothes that I don't wear, and I will bring them down and I will put them on and we will chat about them. Okay, I'm not sure how to do this gracefully or easily, but here's what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put on each garment. I'm going to talk like a tiny bit about what it is. Probably not like the sizing and stuff, because a lot of this is old and I don't have any idea. Or I have very little Ravelry notes, but I will tell you the design, the name, and then we'll talk about why I don't wear it. And I will maybe like put a list of these. You guys give me your opinions, but some of them I might already have opinions of what I want to do. So this is called the Nell Sweater. This is by Sarah Mingle. Her Instagram name is Oberstar Knits, I think. She's a tech editor. She's got a couple of patterns out. This was her first sweater, I think. And I made this in 2020, December of 2021. And I made it in like, gosh, is that true? It says I started December 26th to December 31st. So that's crazy. I believe I made like an extra large or something. Okay. So this is 2 strands of DK weight for a bulky weight sweater. It is an all over brioche. I think I told you guys this before. My very first brioche pattern was a sweater. Not what you should do, people. Make a brioche hat, make a brioche shawl, make something else, because this is, okay, so here's a couple of reasons why I don't wear this. When I first made it, I wore it a couple of times because it was the coolest thing I had made to that point, and I definitely like some things about it. Number one reason I don't like it, this is not a good color for me. It's okay. It's not the worst of the shades of yellow. It's not a great color for me to wear, though. I feel like you can even tell, like, I look a little more washed out. Even that pink color, it's not like the most Megan color ever, but like I look nicer in that than I do in this. Second of all, it's too big and it's a little bit odd. So, okay, there's several reasons. One is that, so because you're doing a DK weight, and I think it's like right here, actually, this might be the line. Your row changes are visible somewhere in one of these rows. I think, and like I was on gauge, and I think just over time it pulled more than I anticipated. It also just, like I would make a smaller size and use a smaller needle. That's what I would do. Cause like, look how big it's huge. I feel like I'm swimming in it. The sleeves are huge. The cuffs are not tight enough. They're a little bit too long. And, I made a mistake right in here somewhere. And I tried to drop down and fix it. But at the time I didn't know how to fix brioche. You didn't need to be that close to my face. I didn't know how to fix brioche at the time. So it's not really fixed. I love this neckline. I don't love this, whatever's happening here. The collar's also too wide. Like overall, it's just too big. It's not that flattering. The color's not great. Here's what I'm going to do for this is I think I actually am. This is nuts. I think I may go in and frog this because this is wool yarn, wool and acrylic. It's called Cascade Yarns. It's Reverb, which is like a recycled, post-consumer recycled materials, polyester and alpaca. Oh, polyester and alpaca, 30% alpaca. I don't know. I think I want to save the yarn though and like make a sweater for somebody else. Like it's a ton of yarn. You can absolutely make a very nice sweater for like any other human would be able to fit into a sweater with this much yarn. I'm not going to keep it regardless. Like I won't keep it. I don't know. I'm very tempted to make this pattern again, making those adjustments, using a different size yarn, maybe using definitely different size needles, just like trying to get a different gauge that I think would fit better. It's cute, but also there's other brioche patterns out there. So like maybe I don't need to use, anyway, it's not high on my list to remake right now. I just know I don't want to keep this. It's kind of sad. Like I do feel sad about it because this was like one of my first test knit sweaters. I was really proud of it at the time, but like you live and learn, right? And this is just, I don't wear it. So it's really a waste to be in my closet. So I know I'm going to frog this. I just don't know what I shall do with it. I mean, I don't know what I'll do with the yarn, and I don't know if I'll remake this. I'm tempted to. She has some really good tutorials on like the pickup and like how to do this. You do part of this inside out so you get this really nice line. Yeah, I just think like gauge would solve a lot of this problem, and also like knowing how to knit brioche now. Duh. Okay, next one. Okay. Here's my other super bulky sweater that I don't wear. I really don't think I've ever worn this, actually. I'm going to be honest. I took pictures in it, and then I took it off, and then I put it in the back of my closet, and then when I moved, I put it in the back of the closet, and then like I just have never really put it on. There's a couple of reasons. Partly I don't love the color, partly I just don't love the sweater. Okay, so this is called the Varenna. It is a pattern by Alessia, who is Lynx Rose. She's only on Instagram. She's not on Ravelry. So, and I think I don't know where she sells her patterns. Maybe Etsy, maybe her website. So this was a test knit. I have done some, not tech editing, but like just pattern read through for her. She's an Italian designer, and I've done some just like English read throughs for her to help with that. She loves to make super bulky weight things. This was a super bulky phase of my life when I made this. This was also in 2020. This is January 21st. Made this in 2 days to January 23rd of 2022. I made it in 2 days because it's a super bulky sweater and it's got not tons of stuff going on except for the front panel. You do sew it together. It is a panel, it's a paneled sweater. So I made the front panel, which does have a really interesting cable. It's pretty fun. And then that goes to like here-ish, and then you make the back panel, which is just plain knit, nothing going on. And then you sew them together, and then you pick up your collar, and your collar has the edging in this, like I have a hunter green color, and then the sleeves are also just pretty plain, and then a collar. Alessia is very thin, and when she wears some of these patterns, like they just look so cute and drapey on her. And this actually does look like it looks fine on me. It's oversized, but not crazy. One thing I don't love is the sleeves, because we know I don't love a jerpy sleeve. Like, look how tiny my hands look in this gigantic sleeve. I like the edgings than the other color. I never pick this up to wear it. A little bit like I don't love this caramelly color for me. Like, it's not that flattering on me. I made a hat to go with this, actually. I made a Noku beanie by Sweetie Beanie. And I love that hat, and I love that hat in these colors, but like, that's really different than wearing a sweater. Y'all, I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn on this one. If I rip it out, like, I won't use this yarn for anything. I don't think it'll be good for much by then. I have not worn it, so it's not very pilly right now. It will pill like crazy if I wear it. That's one of the reasons I didn't wear it very much. I also just, like, I don't feel like it, I mean, it looks okay when I stand up, but like when I sit, like the way that this panel sits on like my chest, I feel like I look enormous. And I'm not a small person, no, but like, I'm not really busty. Like, that's not my main feature, but like, there's something about the way this goes. It's another reason I haven't worn it, because I'm like, this is strange looking. Anyway, I don't really know. This may just be a donate, honestly. Like, it's not easy to care for, but like, somebody wears it 2 or 3 times. They're gonna have worn it more than me. Here's another one. This is called, this is the Sunbeam Pullover by Chantal Miyagishima. She is Knititude on Instagram, TikTok. I don't know if she's on YouTube, probably not, but I don't know if I've ever talked about her before. I have been following Chantal for years. In my beginner garment making, she was an angel. So partly she has like her patterns have tons of explanations to tell you why you're going to do something. She's got both raglans and circular yokes like this that actually like fit pretty well. She's a partner for Line Brand, so a lot of her yarns are Line Brand kit, or a lot of her patterns come out as Line Brand kits. Not all of them by any means, but like, she does several a year. So like, this was a Line Brand kit. I think you can buy the pattern independent also, but with the yarn that she made it with, like, you know, a lot of times they're Line Brand yarns. It's interesting because she's a designer who's made many garments now, and still more, you know, she's a Line Brand partner, so they pay her money, so I get why she does it. But like, she doesn't make herself like hand dyed luxury sweaters. She still is making a lot of her patterns in Line Brand, like for herself too. It's just interesting because like, this was something I feel like I got over really quickly. I have some, for sure, some, like, this is woolies. I also have another woolly sweater, the Evanescence, which I wore the other week, and I really love that sweater, but like, I would make it again in a nicer yarn. I do definitely think like some of the midline Line Brand ranges, like, they've got a superwash merino, like they've got some yarns, but like, this to me is like, it's not as soft as I really want it to be on my chest. Part of the reason I don't wear it, part of the reason is like, look at this color. I look like a dead person. This is not a good color. Why did I think this was a good color? This is the color Chantal made hers in. And Chantal's like fair. She's blonde. She's dyes her hair purple. It looks amazing on her. She like wears some of these neutrals. It looks great on her. It looks so not great on me. I did buy the kit for this. Like, Line Brand does like these 30 or 40% off kits sometimes. So I got it like in the summer at one point with my friend Kaylee, who was learning how to make garments. She'd been knitting for like, I finished it this year, but I think we got it 2021. She learned how to knit during the pandemic. I had tried to teach her to knit a while ago, and then like, it didn't stick. And then she was stuck in California for a while with her mom, and her mom knits, and they made a lot of hats. And she was like very quickly like, okay, I want to make some sweaters. So this was her first top down, I think. And so I was like, great, let's get it together. Let's make this pattern. I know Chantal's patterns are easy to read, you know, yada, yada. I don't really wear it ever. I finished it this year. I like put this on hold for a long time because I think I realized like, I tried it on after I split for sleeves, and I was like, wow, this color is horrifying on me. And I didn't really want to finish it. And then I was just like, this was a languishing WIP this year, and I just got it done. So it's done. Here's what it looks like. The fit is okay. It's got a little bit of ease. There's something about also where these end is like not super flattering. I don't know. The sleeves are a little more fitted than I'd like. Okay, so the way that you knit this also is just inside out. So like you can see my stockinette is there. So I'm on the purl side, but these are slipped stitches, which gives you these like little sunbeams. I kind of like the pattern. The fit is fine. What I'm going to do with this, I'll tell you, because I already thought about this and I asked Ariel about it a long time ago and I wasn't ready. She wasn't ready, but I think sometime this spring or summer, I'm going to ask her to over dye this for me. Yes, I could over dye it myself. No, I don't have the equipment. She does have the equipment. She also has the know-how. And I told her literally, if you ruin this, doesn't matter. I'm not going to wear it as is. I won't even wear it on Zoom calls. I won't wear it at work. It's toasty because it's so fitted to like my arms. It's definitely a warm sweater, but like any color would be nicer than this. I don't even care what color it is. Just, it can't be this. So we'll see what we get to. And that's what I'm going to do with it. Cause it's an okay fit. The yarn is fine. I mean, it's woolly. It's a little bit scratchy, but like, I'm just going to dye it and then see how I feel. And hopefully it worked out well. Like, even if it's like a little bit like I think we'll probably do a dark color and just like really truly saturate it. So you might see this again next fall, but it's not going to be right now. She's busy. I'm busy, but like, I got to do something with it. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Does this look semi-familiar? Oh, right. I wore this not that long ago. The Cella Chunky sweater, except for I decided to make my last one as a t-shirt. This is my third one I made. So I made the one with the chicken embroidery on it, or like a duplicate stitch. For my coworker, I made the blue one, which I wore the other week, with the white, the peacock and salt. And this one is agave and sand. Sand, I think is what is the brown. And this was actually my first one. And I needed more yarn because there were only like a couple of balls of yarn at I got at Joann, and I was doing the test knit, and I had ordered some, but they got lost in the mail. This was purely during the pandemic. I don't remember when I made this one, 2021, 2022? Must have been 2022 in the spring. Yeah, so 2022 in the spring. And oh, you guys, it's hot. Okay, this is Hue and Me yarn. This is a bulky weight yarn. It's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Like the woolies, I think that's the same combo. But this is softer for sure. It's not as pokey. Point is, I started making this first, then the rest of my yarn arrived, and then I made that blue one, which I liked more color wise. And then I just like didn't finish the sleeves on this, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it a t-shirt because like that's a good idea. Like, I'm not gonna ever wear a bulky weight t-shirt. Here's how it fits. It's like, this one is pretty close fitting. I think this is a little less ease than my first one, than the blue one. And it's the neckline on this one, you can see extra, like it's really like touching the front of my throat. The back is not, like I have room. There is no shaping in this. Like, it should sit there. That would be much more comfortable. It does not. It drives me a little bit crazy. I mean, I have never worn this, but it drives me crazy on the other one. What I wanted to do is practice some embroidery and do embroidery over. But like, now that I'm putting it on, like what a waste of effort, because I will like literally never put it on. This is what I've decided. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Do I want to frog it? I don't know. Do I want to keep this yarn? Like, again, I don't know. Like, maybe somebody would enjoy wearing this. I don't know. Maybe I'll donate this one. Like, this one is one I would also throw in like the burn pile. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. If you guys have thoughts, if you think anyone ever would wear a bulky weight t-shirt, let me know, and I maybe will donate it. Otherwise, like, maybe I'll rip it out. I mean, I won't keep any of this sand because it's just like not that much yarn. But I could keep the agave, and I don't know what I would do with it. And I don't really like, not something for me. It's a lot of yarn. Like, I'm not going to make a garment for me in this, likely. So This is why I haven't done anything with it, because I just don't know what to do. There's that. Okay, there's actually 2 other things in my closet that you haven't seen yet, which are crocheted cardigans. Maybe I'll wear them on episodes. No, I didn't bring them down for this because I wear them all the time. So they don't count in this, like, do I keep it? These are actually the rest of my garments, though. Like, I don't have anything else I have not worn. I think that's true on the podcast. So that means I have 20 sweaters or t-shirts that I do like and enjoy in my closet. Well, mostly. That other Cella Chunky is the other one that, like, maybe that will get donated. Otherwise, yeah, I've got some of these, and like 20 sounds like a lot, but over like very many weights of sweaters, some t-shirts, like that's why I keep making garments, because A, they'll wear out eventually. Some of them are like really occasional type things, and there's just like I don't have any knit cardigans. I don't have tank tops. Like you wear more than 20 things in your life, and so I don't feel like I'm overdoing it. Anyway, this is one of the ones that I actually wear and I semi enjoy. I'll probably keep this one, but I might mod it. So here's what I don't love about it. This is called the Woora tee. It's by Lon Ray, La Knits Apparel. I don't know what her last name is, but she's like a plus size BIPOC designer, and I love her. I think she's great. Again, she also designs with a lot of Lion Brand yarn. This was like the accessible things. Like I knew I could get this yarn, make this thing like that. That was really accessible when I was first making garments. This one, I think I also made in 2022 in the spring. Let me check. Yeah, so this was a test knit also, like it was done in April of 2022. I have worn this many times. It is made out of cotton. It's Lion Brand's Pima cotton in the colorway Rose Taupe. Part of the thing I don't love is like, actually this color looks okay. I don't love this color. It's like that washed out kind of darker shades don't look as good on me as like a jewel tone or just like something more vivid. It's okay though. It's got some really fun details. So like it's got this like, I don't know what, like almost like a lace pattern. It's just pearls, you know, knits and pearls, on the side. And, but like, and like a roll, it's just a rolled, it's a garter edge. And it has that same pattern at the bottom. Gosh, you can't see it. Part of what I don't love is this is like a worsted weight Pima t-shirt. You know, y'all, I don't love having my larger arms out in the world. Part of the reason I don't wear it is because these sleeves are like a tiny bit short on me. I also don't like completely love the neckline. I still do wear this. I just don't wear it very often. Like one thing I would change, because you kind of do the sleeves as you do the raglan and then that's it. That's the end of the sleeve. You maybe go back up and pick up just to do the bind off edge. Anyway, I think what I would do to change it is I would rip back the edge. I have more of this yarn, so maybe I will do this. I would rip back to the edge and I would just complete like 1 or 2 more, like give myself like less of a cap sleeve. But it is a raglan and I feel like I could do that, but like there's no shaping. Like, I don't know. Maybe it would look fine to do it like that. Maybe it would look weird. Just as is, I don't wear it a ton. And I don't dislike it. It's like a little bit heavy. It's not my favorite color. Sleeves are a little short. That's the answer. Maybe I'll mod it. Maybe I'll just see how I feel this summer making summer tops I really love. I don't love cotton. I also just like, I get that it is cooler. I don't love to knit with cotton though. So like, I don't know that I'd make myself a ton of cotton tops. I would probably do more combo cotton wool tops. It is nice. It is cooler. It's cooler than some of my merino shirts. So things to think about. Just knitting with cotton for me sucks. Okay. This is the last one. I hate this one. Okay. This to me is a burn it. I think I'll donate it. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want anything to do with the yarn. I don't want anything to do with any of it. This is called the Seaside Holiday Tee, and it was another test knit that I did in 2022. This is the Seaside Holiday Tee by Margaret of Whimsy North. And it was a test knit. When did I finish it? August of 2022. Also, it was a hot month to knit this because this is mohair. How do I explain this? I have several issues with this. One, I don't, the neckline is fine. It's got a little bit of back shaping. It's a circular yoke with a lace pattern. I don't personally like how the lace pattern lays because, and part of that I think is that she says to hold, so this is a sport weight yarn. This is lace held double. I think that this lace should have been held single. Also, like if you can see, I think I only steam blocked this. It's not even completely open and it's so bunchy and strange. It looks okay. Like it looks fine if you're not touching it, but like I find it to like look a little bit strange and I don't love it. The fit is nice on the bottom half of it, and it is striped. So this yarn here is Serena by Manos del Uruguay, and then this blue here is actually like a Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee cake that was like blue to gray, and I just used some of the light blue from it. I don't know. Anyway, so it's a tee. I like the sleeve length. The length of the tee is fine. The fit of the tee, you know, from here down is cute. I never wear it because I also made this with Diablo mohair from Hobby, and it's itchy as hell. It's like the makeup of it is, I'll tell you, because I like really hate it. I don't suggest you get this yarn. It is, it says it's lace weight, but it's 246 yards for 25 grams, 40% acrylic, 30% mohair, 30% nylon, which means 70% acrylic, right? Or plastic of some sort. And it is so itchy, though, the way that they have the mohair in here. And I think it's the plastic, not the mohair. Like, I wear mohair things and it's not as itchy. This is like, it doesn't feel that soft. It doesn't feel as nice as like truly a mohair should. And it's way more affordable, but like, honestly, go buy some drops mohair because like, it's about the same price, maybe a little bit more expensive, and it's going to be a much better experience. It doesn't shed as much as a regular mohair, but I like don't like it. I really do think that like having it held double too is not helpful. It like looks strange. Like the colors are not terrible. They go together, but like it looks so strange to me to also have this like big block. I thought it was a really cute concept. I think hers looks really cute on her. And I think like some people did a pop of color and then like a all, like it is supposed to be striped. So like everyone else's is also striped, but like I just, yeah, it's not for me. I don't like it. And I would like to get rid of it for sure. So, let's do a really quick recap of that. Okay, the quick recap here is that unless someone has a better, well, this is the idea. Frog. I'm gonna frog this and then figure it out. Over dye, for sure. Over dye this. I might change this a little bit. Add some sleeve length. Where's the top? The Wura. But keep otherwise. And see how I feel next summer. Because I did wear it like 4 or 5 times this summer. Donate / burn. And then my 2, I'm not sure about. So like, I don't want this. Do I donate it? What do I do with it? I'm not really sure. And this one. Am I ever going to wear this? Very likely no. Donate it? It's not an easy to care for item, but like, someone would look cute in this. It's just not me. That's that. Okay, friends, I need to go hang out with my kid, also like clean my house and do some other things. It's just, she has just woken up, so I'm not very late. What else do I have to say to you? Oh, I never showed pictures of my Christmas trees. I'm going to do that. I will say, I told you I have 3 Christmas trees. There are 5 lit Christmas trees in my house. I have a little tiny one here on my, next to my desk, which is just like makes me happy. And it's small. It's like 2.5 foot tree. I have had since my first apartment. So it's like a crappy little $2 tree that I love. My mom has a tree in her sitting room that has all of her like handmade cute ornaments from childhood, like really ugly things she kept for me, which maybe one day I'll have a tree full of those from Theo, but who knows. And then I've got my other trees, and I will take pictures of them like maybe lit and unlit so you can see some of the decorations better too. But they're so cute. And I will put those in here this like when I edit this afternoon. What else do I have to say? It's almost the holidays, everyone. So, you know, if you are a Christmas celebrator, I hope you guys have like the absolute best Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, all of the things. If you don't celebrate, I hope you at least enjoy some time off work. For most of us, still get those days off. And everybody who's prepping for the end of the year, let me know what you're doing. Did you guys all make your holiday gifts? Did you finish them? I hope if you didn't, that on Christmas Eve when you're watching this, you are madly able to knit a ton and that it helps you, because that would be so great. I am really prepping for my end of year stuff, podcasts. I will do a regular, like, I won't miss any regular release episodes. I think that's what I'm still going to do, like whips and all of the things. I will have some episodes of, or just one episode that's like everything I made. That's the only extra episode I'm going to have. I will, maybe next week we'll talk about stash, goals, stash and goals. Maybe those are the 2 things we'll discuss. And like a tiny recap, like overall recap of the year, because I'll be really close to if things, I mean, you know, the various, like, if I finish those socks, I finish the duotone, probably will be like right at those days anyway. And so I'll let you know how close I'm going to be for finishing those in 2023, but I can give you like a recap of how many objects, how many test knits, how many samples, like just some numbers that we can work off of. I don't have, I don't think I have like really accurate yardage numbers for everything, for all of the projects, because like I wasn't really tracking that in the beginning of the year. But maybe I'll see if I can do some math this week. Yeah. Anywho, that's all I have to share with you this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have really nice winter times, or, you know, for our Northern Hemisphere friends. For our Southern Hemisphere friends, I hope you have a really nice warm Christmas. I don't even know. What do you wish for on Christmas? I think a nice day, right? That you can go out on the beach or something like that. So yeah, if that's you, have a great time. Hope you are enjoying your summer knits. And I am gonna, I know a bunch of people do like Christmas Eve cast-ons. I don't know that I'll have one, since I want to really finish these last couple projects that have like timelines. The Doppio, or the Duotone, really has a timeline. The other one, not so much. But I'm tempted, because I have like a bunch of patterns sitting in my queue that I'm like really excited to make, and I got all this yarn, and like I also really want to cast on a summer top, because I want to have this 2 or 3 new summer tops when the summer hits. So I don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to throw it out to my knitting group and see if someone wants to do a match along too, because that'll make me more motivated. Who knows? I'll either have a Christmas Eve cast on or a New Year's cast on, and maybe more likely the New Year's Eve cast on, because I will have finished the duotone. I have to have finished the duotone. So that's all for me. That's all the information you need for this week. I will talk to you all after Christmas and the furious week of knitting that I have ahead of me. Hope you also get to enjoy some time off, and you get to knit a lot and enjoy time with your families. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.